Syria is a country in the Middle East within a region known as the Levant. To understand the history of Syria, it is important first to understand the history of the Levant and its immense importance throughout human history. The term Levant once referred to the whole of the Mediterranean area west of Venice, including Turkey and Greece, but it is now restricted to those lands on the eastern border of the Mediterranean Sea between Turkey to its north and Egypt to its south. Lying at the join between Asia, Africa and Europe, the Levant has long been one of the most strategically important and volatile regions in the world. When the first humans left Africa, this was the area they initially settled, and through which all other waves of settlement had to pass. It was here that the nomadic tribes of hunter-gatherers first settled down to raise crops, and it was here that the first cities were built, such as Babylon, Petra, Damascus, Jerusalem and Ur, the birthplace of Abraham. Its importance is reflected by the fact that it is referred to as a holy land in 3 of the world's great religions: Judaism, Christianity and Islam. After settlement came trade, and again this area was at the crossroads of many major trade routes. The Silk Road connecting the west to China had its western end in Damascus, in whose bazaars products were bought, sold and bartered between the eastern caravans and the western merchants, as well as those of other caravans on the north-south route between Egypt and Turkey. The Levant was a very rich, prosperous and fertile land, but a politically volatile one. Many civilizations such as the Babylonians and the Assyrians rose and fell, and for much of the time control passed to and fro between the empires of Egypt, Iran, the Persian Empire, and Turkey, the Ottoman Empire. None of these rulers were particularly concerned about nationhood and strict borders. Their concern was tax revenue from trade. There was nothing here that we would understand as a nation-state of the European model. This changed after the First World War and the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. Despite the efforts of T.E. Lawrence, also known as Lawrence of Arabia, and Arab nationalists, the area was carved up between Britain, who had the Palestine Mandate in the south, and France, who had the Syrian Mandate in the north, and a number of artificial countries were created, such as Palestine, Syria and Lebanon. The new borders were virtually all just straight lines drawn with a ruler on a map, and took little account of natural or tribal boundaries. Some concession to religion was made in that Lebanon was designed to be a safe haven for the area's Christian minority, and a commitment was made in the Balfour Declaration to provide a homeland for the world's Jews in their ancestral lands. Little consideration was given to the majority Muslim population, with lines drawn with no regard for the boundaries of Sunni or Shia populations. These countries were at the time run by governments which were puppets of their respective European overlords, and the presence of oil began to make the area of even more strategic importance than before. After the Second World War, the land of Palestine was split into the Jewish state of Israel, an Arab state of Jordan, and a leftover bit still called Palestine, which lacked any clear status. It is here that the modern half of the story of the Levant and Syria begins. Extended their reach through trade and conquest, forging large empires which built and were supported by a global slave trade. They plundered vast quantities of raw materials, often selling these same materials back to their colonies at great profit in the form of